They say the real game begins long before the whistle blows. Not under stadium lights, not beneath the roar of 60,000 voices, but in boardrooms, on midnight phone calls, behind the velvet curtains of Europe's grandest football institutions. This is that part of the game. Today, football shifted, quietly, strategically, irreversibly. Because behind the scenes, decisions were made, futures sealed, reputations gambled. Fabrizio Romano, the ever-reliable voice in the storm, brought it all to light. And what he revealed in just the past 12 hours is enough to shake the very architecture of the sports summer. A rising star at Manchester United, gone. A new face in Arsenal's goal, arriving. A Nigerian titan, on the edge of a seismic move. Manchester City sharpening their blade. And beneath it all, the pulse of ambition beats faster. This isn't just news. It's narrative. It's consequence. So settle in, because what you're about to hear isn't a list of transfers. It's the living, breathing story of football in motion. Let's begin. Today, as Fabrizio Romano reported, one name ripples through the tension-laden corridors of Manchester United: Alejandro Garnacho. A talent once whispered as the club's future is now stepping into the light of an uncertain yet thrilling departure. The decision is mutual, final. Garnacho will leave Manchester United. And though the doors of Old Trafford are closing behind him, the road ahead is lit by the Premier League's finest, with 3 English clubs ready to pounce. They've made their intentions clear. He could stay on English soil. But the winds from Germany and Italy have called as well. Bayer Leverkusen and others from Serie A have reached out. The courtship has begun. The boy once destined for United's bannered legacy may soon wear new colors, with a new anthem behind him. The question is not if, but where, and how soon the next chapter will begin. Meanwhile, in North London, Arsenal's ambitions burn quietly but fiercely. Their latest move isn't a blockbuster, but it's deliberate, sharp, the kind of signing that builds foundations. Kepa Arrizabalaga, once the world's most expensive goalkeeper, has agreed to join Arsenal. £5 million, a modest fee for such a name, and yet, everything in this story is about positioning. This isn't a fight for a number 1 shirt. It's depth, it's insurance, it's preparation. The Gunners will soon activate his release clause. Kepa knows his role, backup to Raya perhaps, but more than that, a quiet sentinel for a club chasing silver. And then, across the continent, a striker's silence echoes louder than any words. Victor Osimhen, fresh from Istanbul, lands in Nigeria, but not for rest. He's here for decisions, not reflection. Clubs are waiting. Offers have been placed. But it's Al Hilal who are moving with certainty. They have the medical test booked. They have the ambition to place Osimhen at the center of a project tied to the FIFA Club World Cup. And now they wait. So does the footballing world. Because when Osimhen chooses, it won't just shift squads. It will shift expectations, redraw battle lines, ignite debates. Back in Manchester, the blue side, another arrival is all but confirmed. Ryan Ait-Nouri has passed his medical. The deal is in motion, the pen hovers. A 5-year agreement awaits. Manchester City don't buy players for today, they buy for dynasties. Ait-Nouri brings youth, technical fire, and the raw edges Guardiola loves to sculpt. City are planning for tomorrow, and he may be a key cornerstone. Elsewhere, a story is being written not in fireworks but in vision. Liverpool have quietly secured Armin Pexi, a 20-year-old goalkeeper with raw promise, inked into their long-term vision. A record sale for Puskas Academia, yes, but more than that, a declaration. The future will not be improvised at Anfield. It will be engineered year by year, piece by piece. And in the poetic hills of Italy, Como dreams larger than their surroundings. They've opened official talks to sign Martin Baturina, the 22-year-old Croatian gem from Dinamo Zagreb. An official bid is in. And the presence of Cesc Fabregas, still at the helm, speaks volumes. Como is not collecting talent, they're constructing something. Ambition, when paired with vision, is dangerous. And today they've made it clear, they intend to rise. These are not just transfers. These are chess moves on a global scale. Moments where money, legacy, identity, and hope all converge. And through it all, as Fabrizio Romano reports with the precision of a scalpel and the drama of a symphony, we are reminded of one simple truth. In football, the pitch is only half the story. The rest is written now, in boardrooms, on calls, through whispers and signatures, under the heat of anticipation. Tomorrow's goals are born today. And today the theater was full.
In a world where football's heartbeat never stops, where one name whispered in the corridors of power can shift the balance of a season, we look not only to the future, but to those who've defined the past. And once again, the spotlight turns to a legend, a titan who shaped eras with every step, every goal, every defiance of age and doubt. Cristiano Ronaldo. The man who once ruled Europe now stands beneath the desert sun of Saudi Arabia, still driven, still sculpted in ambition. But even giants must one day feel time's breath upon their shoulders. It's almost decided that I will not take part in the FIFA Club World Cup, Ronaldo confided, not with regret, but with clarity. Despite receiving many invitations and proposals, there have been talks, contacts, but you have to think about short, medium, and long term. It wasn't just a rejection of a tournament, it was a moment of reflection, a whisper from a warrior who knows the battlefield is changing. He's not walking away, but he's choosing his wars more carefully. Then, in the stillness between press conferences and performances, came a rare opening, a glimpse into the man behind the machine. "My mentality is to live day by day," Ronaldo said, his voice measured, his eyes fixed on a horizon known only to him. "I don't have many more years to play, but I'm enjoying the moment. There's no day decided for my retirement. I feel happy. I'm here to enjoy and keep going until the day I no longer like this." It was not a goodbye. It was a promise to himself. And in that same breath, Ronaldo did something else. He looked ahead, to the next generation. And with the wisdom of a veteran, he cast his gaze on the bright flame rising in Catalonia. "Lamine Yamal," he said softly, "is doing very well. He's taking advantage of his talent. Let the kid grow." But then came a caution, the kind that can only come from someone who has carried the weight of expectation longer than most players have even lived. Don't put too much pressure on him. Let him be and grow well. Take the pressure off. He has no shortage of talent. In the words of Cristiano, there was something powerful. A torch passed, not in ceremony, but in quiet respect. As Ronaldo's chapter evolves, others begin to write their own. And today, as Fabrizio Romano reported, one such name has made his leap. Luis Henrique, the dynamic Brazilian talent from Marseille, has completed his move to Inter. The deal is official, confirmed. 25 million euros paid, not for potential, but for purpose. Inter sees something in Henrique, a spark that could reignite the Nerazzurri's ambitions. But as Milan celebrates, the fires burn even brighter in Barcelona. In the heart of Catalonia, a different move is already in motion. Not a whisper, but a statement. Barcelona are set to trigger the 25 million euro release clause for Joan Garcia. Not as a backup, not as a loan project, but as an immediate key player. The message is clear. The future cannot wait. Plans have shifted. Garcia will not be sent elsewhere to mature. Barca believe his time is now, and they are ready to act. Meanwhile, in Madrid, quiet confidence surrounds another negotiation, one that barely made headlines last season, but now shapes a club's stability. Atletico Madrid are pushing to keep Clément Lenglet. Talks with Barcelona are progressing. Not flashy, not dramatic, but these are the deals that define seasons. Continuity, cohesion. A defender who knows the system, the teammates, the demands. In London, storm clouds and silver linings gather in tandem. Tottenham Hotspur, still carving their path in the post-Kane era, are preparing to accelerate talks for a new manager. Their leading candidate, Thomas Frank, the man who built Brentford into a Premier League mainstay with style, steel, and smarts. Talks are expected to progress in the coming days. Spurs want clarity. They want control. But it hasn't all gone to plan. As Fabrizio Romano revealed, Roberto De Zerbi, long admired by the North London club, was approached. But the Italian tactician said no. His heart remains in Marseille. Not out of sentiment, but strategy. He sees something there, something worth staying for. And while boards negotiate and managers weigh destinies, players too begin to hear the call of home. Federico Chiesa, the name still echoes in Turin, still burns bright in the hearts of Azzurri fans, is at a crossroads. He has long admired Liverpool, the club, the anthem, the roar of Anfield. But admiration alone cannot guarantee minutes, and for Chiesa, game time is non-negotiable. As Romano understands, his priority is clear: a return to Italy. Italian clubs have made contact, early steps, quiet conversations, but interest is real. And for Chiesa, who once lit up the Euros with fire and fury, a return home may be what reignites the flame. In the corridors of European power, silence never lasts. Phones buzz, agents meet, executives vanish behind closed doors, and every whisper becomes a headline, if you know where to listen. Fabrizio Romano does, and through his lens, we don't just see transfer news. We feel it, because these aren't just moves. They're decisions that alter the paths of clubs, players, and legacies. Cristiano Ronaldo may be nearing his final chapter, but even in his quiet steps, he moves the game. Luis Enrique's signature isn't just ink on paper, it's belief. John Garcia is not just a signing, he's a signal. Lenglet, Chiesa, Thomas Frank, all pieces in a grander chessboard, shifting beneath our feet. This is the theatre of football, where every deal has its drama, every rumour has its roots, and every name has its moment. And so, as the sun sets on another day in the beautiful game, one thing is certain: the saga never sleeps. And as Fabrizio Romano will tell you, here we go is never the end. Like and share, and don't forget to subscribe to TC Sports News.